Welcome. This is Find Out Movie Recap. Before watching, watch out for spoilers. Take care. Movie, Terraformer. In the 21st century, the Earth is critically overpopulated, and therefore governments and corporations decide to populate Mars. However, the red planet is not habitable and requires terraforming. It is carried out by heating the surface of the planet, and the release of gases stored in its thickness, to trigger the greenhouse effect, for it was decided to make the surface of Mars darker, for better absorption of solar energy. Moss was brought to the planet, and hordes of cockroaches, which easily adapted to the most severe environmental conditions, and could spread the specified moss on the planet. Several centuries passed, and it is time to reap the benefits of terraforming. 2597, Shokachi, with her girlfriend Nanao, escapes a police pursuit in a hugely populous city. Nanao is a former prostitute who killed her pimp when Shokachi fought him to protect her friend. To save Nanao from execution, Shokachi takes the blame for the murder on himself, and so they run headlong through the crowd. But they are cornered by several patrols, and weapons are pointed at them. An aerial car descends from the sky, with whom it depends whether Shokachi is executed or not. Contrary to the main character's expectations, he and his girlfriend are taken on board and taken to the office, where they learn that a mysterious stranger, Sayura Kara, is the organizer of the mission to Mars. After lengthy prefaces, he offers them the choice: execution of Shokachi for the murder he committed, and a minimum of 10 years in prison for his girlfriend, or sending them to the Red Planet on a planetary mission. Shokachi doubts he doesn't trust the people who captivated him. But his companion decides to sign a contract, sign up for a reward. Shokachi has to sign his name too. 2599 On a ship on the way to Mars, they get acquainted with the rest of the expedition, the dregs of society raised from the very bottom. Among them, representatives of the Yakuza, a terrorist, an underground fighter, a former police officer, and prisoners, a maniac, owner of a brothel, and the runaway from Russia. They all wonder why they have assembled such a motley team for such a simple mission. The mission is to prepare the planet for the landing of people on it. To do this, you just need to examine Mars, put up probes with poison, and spray it so that all the cockroaches die. So they do. The ship lands on the surface, the transformed, beyond recognition, the planet. Instead of red rocks and red sand, it is covered in green moss and real earth. There is breathable air. The captain breaks the crew into groups and sends them to explore the surroundings. The umbrella has already released a portion of the poison, and you don't have to worry about the local cockroaches. However, the members of the expedition did not find dead insects. Instead, they find Martians, large, humanoid creatures with large eyes, spines, and well-developed muscles. Shokachi and Nanao met from a representative of the Red Planet, at which point Shokachi learns that his girlfriend has agreed to a mission to Mars, for his sake, to save him from execution, and when this happens, the Martian appears. He advances slowly, not responding to Shokachi's welcoming gesture, then makes a sharp leap, barely perceptible with normal vision, grabs Nanao by the head, and breaks her neck. Then, just as quickly, he disappears into the Martian steppe. Returning to the ship, with the corpse of his friend, Shokachi finds out that another girl has been killed, and one of the representatives of the local fauna is sent to their ship. He demands an explanation from the captain, and the rest of the crew join him. The captain remains silent until Kohanda, the mission organizer, appears, and tells the ship's crew what happened after the cockroaches were sent to Mars. Despite extreme conditions, and thanks to solar radiation, the cockroaches mutated. Their accelerated evolution began. Over 500 years, they turned into humanoid, intelligent, and superpowered creatures that would not give up so easily. The first mission was sent, members who figured out what became of the cockroaches on Mars. They did not cope with the task of destruction, and therefore the participants of the new mission were sown insect DNA, providing each with an activator. Kohanda is not going to let go of the expedition until they inject themselves with the activator and destroy all mutated cockroaches. He reminds them that each has signed a contract, and will receive a reward upon returning to Earth. The captain warns that if you inject too much activator, you can remain an insect forever. With a normal dose of the substance, they will eventually take on their usual human appearance. Even despite this, the team does not dare to use the activator. They are afraid that it was because of him that these super strong inhabitants of Mars appeared. Only one of them turned out to be crazy enough to give an injection. The terrorist, nicknamed God, injected the activator by inserting a capsule into a syringe pistol and firing it in the neck. Each team member, in DNA, has particles of his own insect, and God turned, half, into a creature capable of releasing fiery jets from nozzles in the palms. His body changed, antennae appeared, and part of the shell, hands lengthened, nozzles formed on the palms. He left the ship to fight the mutant, killing Nanau, and the battle did not last long. At some point, everyone believed that God would crush the Martian. He even used fiery jets, almost defeating the cockroach. But he survived and tore the terrorist in half. Following, the cockroach jumped onto the ship's window and tried to break through it. Shokachi wanted to inject an activator to avenge Nanau, but the captain stopped him and injected his drug, becoming a half-unkillable ant. When the mutant burst in and cut off the heads of 2 team members, the captain laid him down in no time, crushing his skull. At this time, around the ship, a whole horde of the same cockroaches, thirsty for the death of people, gathers. The captain decides to violate Honda's order but immediately learns that his ship's systems are blocked, and they cannot take off. He quickly finds a solution and says that the crew will be able to escape, on the ship of the first mission, which is several miles away. Thanks for watching. The end of the movie follows in the next video.